The Hustle Daily Show, hosted by Zachary Crockett, Jacob Cohen, Rob Litterist, and Juliet Bennett-Ryla, is brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, which is also the home of the Side Hustle Pro podcast. It's the audio destination for business professionals, and the Hustle Daily Show brings you a daily dose of irreverent, offbeat, and informative takes on business and tech news. I love it because I can get up to speed on everything going on in business and tech in under 20 minutes. Just the other day, I listened to their episode called Is Lemon 8 the Next TikTok? I had no idea that the parent company for TikTok was rolling out a brand new app, and this episode got me together with all of the info, and it can do the same for you. So listen to the Hustle Daily Show wherever you get your podcasts. You're listening to Side Hustle Pro, the podcast that teaches you to build and grow your side hustle from passion project to profitable business. And I'm your host, Nicaila Matthews-Okome. So let's get started. Hey guys, hey, welcome back to another episode of Side Hustle Pro. I'm your host, Nicaila, and thank you guys so much for tuning in all month long for strategies on how to get unstuck, get back on track in Q2 of 2023, and move forward with your side hustle. So if you haven't already, go back and listen to episodes 346, 347, and 348, because in those episodes, I shared some other tips for you to get unstuck. And I went over 1, how to make content for your business in less than 1 hour a week. 2, how to grow your Instagram and TikTok brand pages in 2023. 3, a quick email list strategy to build your list fast. And now today, we're going to get into my podcast promo strategy for you to grow your podcast fast and continue growing it. So I'll share with you what I do when I am truly in my laser focus growth zone and what has always helped me kick it up a notch. Now, I have to admit, it is hard. It is very hard unless you're like a maniac. It is very hard to stay in this zone 24/7, 52 weeks out of the year. It's very, very hard. But when you have bursts, as I like to call them, of weeks or months where you focus on doing this, you will see the growth. So I'm going to share a quick and effective strategy to promote your podcast and grow your podcast listeners week over week, month over month, and fast. It doesn't take a ton of time to do this when you really get your systems in place. So I'll also mention some systems that really help with this. Cool? All right. So if you're looking for ways to increase your podcast's reach and attract more listeners, this episode is definitely for you. So let's get started. Step one is to grab real estate on all social media platforms and sign up for an email service provider. So let me be clear. What I mean by this is that if you have created a podcast, you should have a social media page for that podcast across all of the major social media platforms. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And when I say LinkedIn, you can use your personal page for LinkedIn. You don't have to create a business page for that, but LinkedIn is still going to be important. And you saw why in our last episode, right? About building your email list. So make sure you have real estate there. In order for you not to get overwhelmed and for you to really understand what I'm saying here, I want to make sure I call out, I'm not telling you to be super active on all of these platforms. That's pretty much impossible for most people unless you quit your day job and decide to just be a social media manager for yourself, right? So the goal here is to have real estate and to be able to show up in searches across all platforms. When people are looking for you, your podcast, they will find it. And another part of that is it's also to catch your perfect listener who may spend more time on each of these platforms at different times throughout the week or month. You are going to just focus on doubling down on the social media platform that ideal listener, that perfect listener is on the most. However, you still need that real estate when it comes to this audience growth and promotion strategy. So I hope that makes sense. Now, let's reemphasize. The first step in this strategy is to really create a presence for your podcast on all social media platforms, which includes Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and any others that align with your target audience, right? We know like Lemon 8 is coming out. Pinterest is there as well. My perfect listener doesn't spend a ton of time on those platforms, so I don't tend to emphasize those. But if that's where your person is, go for it. Okay. And also make sure you're setting up an email service provider to communicate with your listeners directly via email. And again, we get more into that in episode 348. So make sure you go back and listen to my quick email list strategy to build your list fast. Okay. So that was step number 1. Step 2 is to create graphics using Canva or Headliner for each and every episode. What you want to do is create eye-catching graphics for your podcast episodes using tools like Canva or Headliner. Now, most people rave about Canva, me included, because nowadays, like if you are not good at graphic design, Canva has so many templates. All you have to do is go in there and literally change the text to say what you want it to say, change up the colors if you have brand colors, and that's it. When I was getting started, when I, unearthed my blog and started doing graphics again, they were so ugly because I had to do a lot more DIY. Back then you had to like drag in, drop, and really try to formulate things on your own. Nowadays you go into Canva and there's like, you search podcast promo and there's Instagram post templates that you can just copy. Don't reinvent the wheel. Change up the colors, make it your own. All right. So this is how you're going to start. So start with these graphics that you're going to create that will tell people your podcast logo, the episode title, and a compelling image that represents the episode's content. And Headliner is another one of these platforms that allow you to create custom graphics for your content, for whatever content you're making. And if you're a podcaster, you can also make clips, snippets from your show, or audiograms or video snippets in Headliner. You search for your podcast name and it'll pull it up, and then you can go to the time code you want and create a snippet. And this is not just for video. You can make audio snippets. So you can, again, choose a compelling image, choose a little audio waveform that you like, change up the colors, put the text where you want and all that good stuff, and use that for social media. So step 2 is just to create your graphics. Step 3 is post a soundbite, quote, or clip from your episode every time you drop an episode. So this is the part where we all fall off. Like no one can stick with this forever. But again, it's about coming up with times in your business. And for us, it's going to be Q2, where we get back into the zone and we laser focus on this for several weeks or months at a time. So when a new episode of your podcast drops, make sure to promote it across all those social media platforms that you have real estate on, using the graphics that you created in Canva or Headliner. Now use your pre-designed graphics and your catchy captions that you're going to write to create engaging posts that highlight the episode's value and encourage listeners to tune in. This strategy is also known to my Podcast Mogul students as FF Lit. The letters were an acronym for the platforms we were focusing on at that time. So Facebook, Facebook group, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and now TikTok. And use this strategy because it can help you reach a wider audience and generate more listens. You never know. You never know where someone will come across your show. And if you're not talking about it, how are they going to know about it? The people who are consistent with their message are the people who stand out. When you're consistent with your message, no matter what day or time people tune in, they can guarantee that if they go to your page, they will see a post that will represent what you do, what you're about, what you can teach, what you sell, something of that nature. Same thing with your podcast. When people come to any of your social media pages with your podcast name on it, they need to know about your latest episode. They need to know what your show is about. And so when you're using this strategy, you're making sure you cover all bases, and you're making sure that you're consistently telling people what they can expect from your podcast. So that's why this strategy is helpful. In addition, the momentum from doing this, growth comes from momentum. When you are stagnant in how you promote your show, you will see stagnant growth. Okay. A lot of people have this if I build it, they will come mentality, or you've put so much work into recording and editing, and you're just glad to get it out the door that you're too tired to even promote it. But no one knows it's out there, or they don't have time to listen on the day that your show drops. However, if you keep reminding them with social media posts, they will get around to it. They will eventually click, but they need that reminder from you. And especially that email, you guys. That email will drive so many direct listens. So make sure you're doing this. Are you sick and tired of wasting your precious time on tedious tasks like pulling reports, rewriting blog posts, and trying to personalize countless prospecting emails? Well, say no more, because I've got some new AI tools that are going to blow your mind. Introducing HubSpot's newest AI tools, Content Assistant and ChatSpot. So Content Assistant uses the power of OpenAI's GPT-3 model to help you create content outlines, outreach emails, and even web page copy in just seconds. And in case that wasn't enough, they created ChatSpot, which is a conversational growth assistant that connects to your HubSpot CRM for unbeatable support. With chat-based commands, you can manage contacts, run reports, and even ask for status updates. The easy-to-use CRM just got even easier. Head to HubSpot.com/artificial-intelligence to get early access today. All right, y'all, it's 2023, so I know that you've either started or are thinking about starting a podcast. And if you have thought about starting one, deep down inside, you're probably hoping that you'll be able to make money or get more customers for your business, right? Well, I'm here for it. It's totally doable. I started my podcast in 2016. I've grown it to over 9 million downloads and was able to quit my job and work full-time as a podcaster with the money I make from podcasting. And I want to show you how to do it. So register at podcastmoguls.com for my next free masterclass. And I'll be teaching you what you need to know before you launch your show, a quick and easy way to grow your show fast, and how to actually make money from podcasting, and how to set yourself up to get there. So again, register at podcastmoguls.com, and I will see you in class. I call it FF Leet sometimes. The E at the end is for email, because that is part of this promo blitz that you do every time an episode drops as well. So that's step number 4, actually. Send an email to your list every time you drop an episode. So in addition to promoting your new episodes across social media, send an email to your email list to notify them about the latest episode. Include in that email a snippet from the episode, like a link to a snippet, or create a teaser using a tool like Make a GIF to entice your subscribers to listen. So I've been using Make a GIF recently in my emails, and I just include the GIF, not, like an actual snippet that's embedded, but just like, a little animated. So it's an animated photo. And I always try to include something that, just shows me and the guests laughing, or if it's a solo episode, me smiling, just something very captivating and engaging, that in addition to you knowing what the episode is about, you see that energy and you want to click and listen. So remember to, personalize the email. Make sure to include bullet points, a quick blurb. Don't make this email long. So quick few sentences. Hey, you guys, what's going on? In my latest episode, it's about this. And, here's some key takeaways, bullet points. Here's where to listen, and call out those links. Make sure those links are prominent. Okay. Oh, and I put that GIF at the top of the email. So it's kind of like the header to the email. So each and every time an episode drops, that is going to drive your listens. And step 5, this promo strategy really helped me to grow quickly when I was starting out with Side Hustle Pro. From my episode about Instagram and TikTok brand page growth in 2023, that I'm not afraid to invest in my business through advertising. If this is something that's daunting to you or it's intimidated, reach out to me. I'd love to know if you guys want me to, share a little bit more about how I approach advertising, especially for my podcast. But when I was starting out, I would always amplify each and every post that I shared about the show by putting some advertising dollars behind it on Facebook and Instagram. And now you can also do this on TikTok. So to further increase the reach of your podcast, just consider creating ads on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Set a budget for each month and divide it across the number of new episodes you'll be promoting that month. So stick to your budget. It can be exciting to see reactions and you might be tempted to spend more than you initially set out to, but don't do that. Stick to your budget, set out a budget each month for your promotions and divide it across the episodes, and then use targeted ads. So this is where knowing your target listener really helps. And again, you can go back to 347 where we discussed Instagram and TikTok brand pages. So with knowing that, you know who to target, you know what kind of keywords to target or interest, as Facebook and Instagram calls it. So you can target people who are already following your page. You can target people who are following other pages who would have a similar audience, and so forth and so forth. But the goal here is to increase the reach, increase how many people see your post, increase those impressions, because this is a brand awareness move. This is simply to grow the brand awareness of your show. Again, every time you drop an episode, you know about it. Your friends know about it. The people who already subscribe and listen to your show know about it, but others who might be interested in your show do not know about it. And the only way they're going to learn about it is if you put it in front of their face. And one way that you can effectively do that is through advertising. So in conclusion, you guys, that's it. There you have it. This is a quick and effective strategy to promote your podcast and grow your audience fast by creating a strong presence on social media, leveraging email marketing, and using ads to increase your reach. You can attract more listeners to your podcast and continue to grow your show. So if you like this episode and want more advice like this, don't forget to register for my next free podcast training called How to Stand Out as a Podcaster at podcastmoguls.com. Again, register at podcastmoguls.com to learn more about the podcasting success strategies that I teach my students. And the link for that is in the description box. Also, head over to sidehustlepro.co/start here for your free guide on how to get your side hustle up and running. So thank you again for tuning in all month for strategies on how to get unstuck, how to get back on track in Q2, and how to move forward with your side hustle. And with that, I'll talk to you next week. Hey guys, thanks for listening to Side Hustle Pro. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. It helps other side hustlers just like you to find the show. And if you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Instagram at Side Hustle Pro. Plus, sign up for my 6-bullet Saturday newsletter at sidehustlepro.co/newsletter. When you sign up, you will receive weekly nuggets from me, including what I'm up to, personal lessons, and my business tip of the week. Again, that's sidehustlepro.co/newsletter to sign up. Talk to you soon.